You know, the other thing is he's able to do it within the context of fiscal sustainability. It isn't an election budget like people, he's not breaking the treasury. He's still maintaining, So John, let me tell you, as economist of St. Lucia at the ECCB, I was very proud. Why? Because in terms of fiscal performance, St. Lucia was leading the way. Dr. Kenny Anthony followed. Okay? Top fiscal performance. Then came Shasney and everything. We became the worst. So what is done is to restore the pride of St. Lucia, the best fiscal performer in the Caribbean. When you look at the primary balances, the current account, that is fiscal sustainability. It's not as an election budget where you give everything and you don't care about the cost. And the other thing I was very impressed with was the CIP. Finally, we know what is being done with our CIP money. I've been asking for this for the longest while. And there are projects that are to be financed by the CIP. The last administration spent the CIP. Nobody know what they did. They cannot show us what they did with the CIP money. And like I tell anybody, I'm not a fan of the CIP. And one of the issues is that the way Caribbean governments have spent the money without accounting to the people. So finally, we are in a position to see roads being financed by CIP, housing, and I think this is very important. But it's a very good budget overall in that it caters for everybody. And it is done within the context of fiscal sustainability. That's what I wanted to say, All
right. Before you go, I have a couple of questions I want to ask you. Which is the largest economy in the OECS? Because one time I'm hearing it's Antigua, then I'm hearing St. Lucia, then I'm hearing Antigua has taken over.
St. Lucia has always been the largest economy.
Has always been. All right. The other question I wanted to ask you, which you're the only person I can feel comfortable asking that question. Have you been following what's been happening at the Caribbean Development Bank? And now it appears that they have succeeded in definitely forcing out the St. Lucian president of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Hyginus Jean Leon. He has resigned, but apparently whatever communication that he has sent in his resignation, he says he was constructively dismissed. Is this something you've been following, and do you have any insights on what really has been taking place there?
I mean, it's from what I gather, it's political. Let me say, Dr. Hyginus is someone I know personally, okay? Someone I admire, very strong economist, he's of sterling reputation, and I think there was a move to oust him. That's what it is, I think, they say never put your hand in fire for anybody, but he's somebody I'm willing to put my hands in fire for. Because if they sent him on leave originally, and then they extended the leave, it means that whatever they were investigating, you mean it takes you 3 months to find things against somebody? I think they have besmirched his character. And the thing about it is that I feel not in a lot of the board of governors, that is the ministers of finance, is the highest decision body. They could have done something about it. It's the board of directors basically and he's the chairman of the board. So you have to question, I'm not a lawyer, but you have to question the whole legality of the thing. I don't want to say too much except that Dr. Leo is someone of utmost credibility, impeccable, so whatever it is, I think it is just political, And I'm kind of disappointed because he's someone, he's a fellow economist. He's someone I admired. He's helped me. When I was doing my PhD dissertation, I was in Delaware, and he actually took time. I took the train down to DC, to the IMF to meet him, for him to help me with some of my econometrics. So he's someone I have utmost respect and regard for. And
so when you say it's political, can you clarify for us what you mean? Because I've never known him to be somebody who's involved in politics.
Not he is political, but people on the inside. It's all about, maybe they didn't want a St. Lucian in charge.
That's what I was asking. Did you really mean insularity? You're not.
Insularity. I suspect it's more than that. I suspect it's that. Not his action at all. No,
because even the Prime Minister of Antigua was very concerned when he heard about the suspension of the, he said, who is it? How can people suspend the head of an institution? People who are supposed to be his subordinates, whatever, can just,
That's the thing. Let me tell you, it's very surprising for Dr. Brown to talk up for him. I was shocked because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but he was supposed to have been governor of the ECCB.
Of the ECCB. And Brown was one of those who pushed for Timothy Antoine instead, yeah.
Well, because of his IMF links. You know that Dr. Brown and the IMF don't have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So it is said, don't quote me, that he didn't want any IMF person.
Yeah, but the relationship seemed to have patched up after that. They seem to have become, good understanding, working relationship from what I gathered from the subsequent interactions. I'm talking about Dr. Leon and, Gaston Brown. They seem to have...
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was him personally, At the time, Dr. Brown had an issue with the IMF. They didn't, like one of the things they talked about. Remember when they were on the program, they had to introduce income tax. And one of the things he did when he came back into office was
he abolished personal income tax, yeah.
And the IMF was very critical of that. So that's where things started,
Yeah.
So he was he had a beef with IMF. So it wasn't personally with Dr. Leon, I think, but
Okay.
But
all right, well,
what they've done,
Yeah, I guess we just have to keep our eyes open, our eyes and ears to hear how this thing is gonna be brought to an end and so on. It's just kind of sad and so on, But so very little is known
sad
about
the way it's played out.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Carlton Augustine.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
We're still taking your calls, 724-7325. You can WhatsApp call us on that number. And you can also reach us on 4533911. Some very interesting comments coming up on the Facebook Live. One person says, Sandra Inglis, good afternoon. She says, I called, there was no answer. Could there be an issue with your phone? Not to my knowledge. The phone seems to be working quite well. WhatsApp call us if you're out of St. Lucia or if you prefer to use the WhatsApp platform. 758-724-7325, or you can call us on the landline in the studio 4533911. Good afternoon to Elizabeth Myrtle Charles, who says she is listening and watching. Really appreciate that. Let's see if we can get other comments here. Kayla Smith says, big up my friend Carlton Augustine, my sardine woty friend. Jean Francis Francois says, Shelton, you're getting 3 public holidays this month. Which month we're talking about? April gone already, Today's the last day of April. Which other public holiday we had in April? So maybe she's talking about May. We'll have the 1st of May. There'll also be Whit Monday, sometime in May, isn't it? Yeah, I think they'll be having. So I'm just wondering, what's the other public holiday? Maybe I'm missing something here. Yeah, but it probably is. I probably just, don't remember it and so on. So, Jean, maybe you can just shoot me a little note to let me know. Good afternoon to you, James Bryce. Susie Worrell asks, is this lady drunk? I don't know which lady you're referring to. So, yes. Kayla Smith asks Susie Worrell, who are you talking about there? And Kayla suggests somebody who I won't mention. Terry Alex says, wow, people have to be jumping from Shelton to Senate. This Senator, Madame Toussaint, is on fire. The lady teaching FIRA how to debate a debate of substance. So I guess you are confirming what Von Wiss said many years ago, that the substance is over here and not over there. Terry Alex, did you have that in mind? Okay, let's Smith agrees if Terry Alex says, I love this lady. Good day, honey. And I think they're talking about Senator Kejiana Toussaint. I think she's Kejiana Toussaint Shallery. Who else do we have? Alicia Paris says, I just switched to NBC from Real FM. Now, why would you do that? You hold both of them on. Nigel ain't happy about that. He's the radio station manager. So even if you have, the TV, you're watching and so on, I guess have the radio like we used to do in the old times with the cricket, watching the cricket on. All right, okay. Thank you very much, my friend Stacy, who reminds that the other holiday, Nigel, is Corpus Christi. Yeah, so we have Labor Day, May Day, tomorrow. We have Corpus Christi, La Fête Didier, and we also have Whit Monday. All right, so she's right. 3 holidays. Thank you very much for that, Stacy. All right, let's see if we can get. Okay. John Augustine says that when he typed the A with the 3 asterisks, he says, my most sincere apologies, Mr. Daniel. I was attempting to make a correction on the wager board comment. Sorry, no harm done. No worries on that one. Let's see if we have some more comments that we can read. But we're heading into another commercial break, our final one for this program. Our next stop will be at 2 o'clock when we wrap it up, trying to see if there's any other comment that I can. Alex says, I'm always looking forward for the program. God bless you, Mr. Daniel. Thank you very much for that. Becca Smith, good afternoon to you as well. All right, so thank you so very much, everyone. Stay with us. We have more for you, another half hour of today's Real Issues program, our final one for the month of April. Back in a moment.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Cause when we roll, we don't roll alone.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Rob Zayak Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jennison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission $130 EC. VIP $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufre Jazz, ultimate experience. The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man, the voice.
Issues. And while we were chatting, someone forwarded me some open letter that Alan Shastey has written to Global Port Holdings. Dear Mr. Arnold, I assume that's the former director of Seaports, Lancelot Lance Arnold, I don't know. Alan Chastney again seems to have something with the Arnold family. He's always seemed like he was one time targeting Tracy Warner Arnold, Lancelot's wife, I think, and it's always somebody. Once any of the Arnolds are in anything to do with tourism or whatever, Alan Chastney, to me at least, seems to have some dislike for them. So I don't know whether it's personal or whether it's Global Ports. But beyond that, Mr. Chastney seems to be spending his time, even his time with his ailing, convalescing wife, doing nothing more than the mischief of writing to all sorts of international multilateral organizations and agencies to peddle bad vibes about St. Lucia on the basis that the government is doing something wrong, something heinous, something that they should not be associated with. In other words, to discourage all support and financing for St. Lucia. And maybe there are some letters he has written that just have not been discovered. Who knows what he has written to the Saudis because of that loan that they agreed to give St. Lucia to finish St. Jude and the stadium and whatever. For a man who once held the office, the highest executive office in St. Lucia, the office of Prime Minister, Chastney does not seem to have the good of St. Lucia at heart. It's like the only time Chastney tries to put on some semblance of loving St. Lucia is when he can rule it, when he can be boss. Apart from that, he wants to burn down the country. He wants to wreck the country. He wants to ruin the country. So Chastney is always busy, it seems, writing IMF, writing World Bank, writing the Taiwanese, writing, the OECD and the European Union. That seems to be all the guy is trying to do. To monkey wrench the international engagements of St. Lucia so that the Philip J. Pierre administration will. He's failing every time. He's being disproved and refuted every time. De Marti. But that does not seem to stop him. The man seems just determined that if I cannot rule St. Lucia, I'm going to make it ungovernable for Philip J. Pierre and the Labour Party. I'm going to try to mess it up by going to tell some story and report you to this and that and the other. But the fact is, the guy just does not have. His fundamentals are just so flawed. His premises are just so without substance and so on that I think he gets dismissed. But he's not going to stop. The desperation to get back. Mr. Chastney, I hope that in your desperation, which apparently was not enough to cause you to leave your wife's bedside, to come to the parliament at least for a day, to keep Bradley company, to represent the people of St. Lucia who still believe in you as an alternative, the people of Miku South who have elected you twice. I do hope that it is not at the sacrifice of the time that you should be holding your wife's hand, even if it's just in encouragement, whispering assurances in her ear, that you take time off to write those kinds of letters. But the one, it seems, to Global Port, let me read it to you. Dear Mr. Arnold, I acknowledge receipt of your invitation dated 29th April 2024 to attend the commencement ceremony on 30th April 2024. And in spite of the well-publicized fact that I have and continue to be out of state attending to a family emergency, I thank you for your invitation. I must remind you that no attempt has been made to date to engage or inform the opposition of the terms of this concession despite our public statements and a public letter to the Prime Minister. Hopefully this invitation is an indication that your company has recognized the necessity of public engagement, which should include the opposition. For the time being, it would be irresponsible of me or anyone else from the opposition to attend, as it may be construed as an endorsement of this agreement. All right, let me see if I can just move to the next page there. Maybe I have to do something else. All right, the second page. In light of the fact that your company was awarded a 30-year concession and a 10-year extension without a bidding process, let me see that there, without a bidding process, with an estimated potential revenue stream of over $1 billion East Caribbean dollars, I take this opportunity to publicly invite your company to make public the agreement you have signed with St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, SLASPA. Based on the little detail provided publicly, the terms of this agreement appear to be very one-sided and will have a significant impact on the long-standing contracts that have been in place with vendors, taxi drivers, shop owners, and tour providers. Already we have been hearing complaints of no consultation and lack of transparency. Also very concerning is the mid-term and long-term impact this will have on SLASPA, and in particular its employees. Your company is a publicly traded company, and I hope your internal company values and principles of governance and the current international standards would have caused you to appreciate how disconcerting this situation is. See if I can get the last page now. The last page. I hope your company will understand the importance and sincerity of the request to make public the agreement. It is important that you gain the trust of all stakeholders and the population in general, and that we all see this as mutually beneficial. The government has already betrayed the trust of the public, which has manifested by a minister of government who dubbed this a secret deal. To eliminate any further speculation as to the integrity of this agreement and to avoid any unnecessary confusion, I appeal to your company's best judgment. Yours sincerely, Alan M. Shastney, Leader of the Opposition. So Shastney now is asking Global Port Holdings, telling them that they have an obligation to engage with him directly as Leader of the Opposition. I keep telling you, one of Shastney's biggest problems is that he don't want to understand that he don't run things anymore. He wants to govern when he's in government. He wants to govern when he's in opposition. He wants to be prime minister when he's prime minister, and he wants to be treated as prime minister when he's no longer prime minister. What is wrong with this chap? You have a problem with something, you ask as Leader of the Opposition, Chairman of Public Accounts Committee, that the Global Ports Holding deal be laid in Parliament, or it should be put in Parliament, or whatever. You make that kind of case. But it's almost like you're trying to bully Lance Arnold, I think it is him, into, he has to come and give you documents and so on. Would you have supported that if Philip J.P. had demanded that the DSH documents be made available to the opposition directly to DSH? Is that not a request that should have been made to the government? A demand to let us see the agreement and so on? And why not the same man who said that the opposition lost the right to speak after June 6, 2016? They never said you have no right to speak, but it's like you want to be in a situation where you can say that this agreement, in other words, it's almost like you are reproaching Global Port Holdings for being granted a certain agreement. Everybody, when they get a good deal, they take it. You should not be reproaching an investor. The problem is not the investor, the problem is the person, if it is a problem, who gave them the deal. What is wrong with Alan Shastney, Messier? To me, his view is all twisted and warped and so on, and you see no signs of improvement in a sense of correction. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon. The Real Issues.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. In the agreement that he signed with DSH, he never made public. You see, and that letter he wrote to the CEO of Global Port Holdings, he said nothing about the port being sold in his letter, because that's what he said, that government don't feel it's duty and sold the port. And this man lied so much, and it reveals the depth of his dishonesty, because that's why he and Guy Joseph, they were so close together, because there had been an unholy alliance between them. And with the keys of our treasury in the hand, that cost us costly. And I only hope that we do not make that mistake again. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks. Somebody sent a message saying, first, Alan Shastney called for the flogging of SLP ministers. Now his acolytes want to see government officials in chains paraded in the town square. Why do they hate themselves so much? I didn't hear the comment myself. The person has sent a clip. But playing it now when I haven't had time to listen to it, I don't normally take such a risk on air without having the benefit of previewing something. So I won't even suggest to Nigel that he should play it in our Senate. I wouldn't do that. But I just want to say something again. With regard to all these chains and all these people coming on TV in their face and saying, you know, I don't want any black man to be my prime minister. It's have to be a white man to be my prime minister. When people say those kind of things, when we saw down in the so-called St. Jude protest in Vieux-Fort, the ridiculousness of women being made to show that their sanitary napkin through semi-transparent diapers and so on, and pampers that they were made to wear, pappy showing black women, almost all of them fat and out of shape women and so on. My whole problem, Alan Shastney does not seem to bring out the best in the people who align themselves with him, in the people who follow him. He seems to bring out less desirable, worse things in them. He seems to bring out in them a certain lack of self-respect, or sense of dignity, or sense of consciousness about, you know, their pride, their color, their history, where they came from and so on. He seems to cause people who follow him almost like it is a requirement for them to engage in self-denigration. They denigrate themselves. It doesn't matter whether he's white or whatever. Alan Shastney does not seem to bring out good things in people. And sometimes when I hear of all the accusations and all the things that swirl around Guy Joseph and Nancy Charles and who else and so on, you tell yourself, all of those people, those aspects of them seem to have either arisen or manifested in their worst form when these people put themselves under the leadership of Alan Shastney. You often wonder whether the things that Guy Joseph and those people are accused of, if it would have been nearly as bad if it was another leader, whether within the United Workers' Party still, or if they were with the St. Lucia Labour Party, whether they would have been given that kind of latitude and leeway to get involved in those kind of things, whether it was of their own doing. Look at different people. Eubaldus Raymond was in the Labour Party. Did you ever hear the kind of scandal that arose with Eubaldus Raymond as soon as he put himself in the UWP under Alan Shastney? And we could go on and on and on and on. Alan Shastney seems to have a way of bringing out the worst in people. The people who follow him and so on, he just seems to have a way of bringing out the worst in people. Good leaders bring out good things in people. Whatever was said about Richard Frederick and Visa and so on, look at Richard Frederick aligning himself in a coalition with the Labour Party, becoming a minister in the SLP government, in the SLP-led government, within Philip J. Pierre's ministry. And look at what has happened. This visa thing has been lifted. I'm not saying it's Philip J. Pierre who caused it or did it. But that visa reproach that was hanging over his head, gone. You're not hearing anything about that anymore. And so they're trying to find other ways to tarnish him. I am saying that aligning an association and allegiance with Philip J. Pierre and the SLP, you can follow and see that there is an uplifting effect. You know, there is an uplifting effect. Maybe a rehabilitative, restorative effect and so on. With Alan Shastney, anybody who aligns themselves with him, it's almost inevitable that it will have a degenerative effect on their image, on their reputation, on their character. What is it, Mr. Shastney, about you that brings out bad things in people like that? And I want to suggest that it is you, with your bitter way. The only politics you know is the politics of embarrassing people, the politics of trying to make people ashamed of who they are, the politics of trying to go and put St. Lucia's name in all kinds of disrepute all over the world, because you seem to think that is the only way that you can ever return to office. But people are not stupid. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon, The Real Issues. Hello.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
How are you doing, sir?
What's up, bro?
I'm doing okay.
Ou bien, quoi fait bien?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro. Since before the elections, since before, not after, since before the elections, a lot of these UWP people, both in their leaders, in the administration, and the followers, the symptoms were there. The sign of all different illnesses, sicknesses were there with these people, with their head, especially their brain. And after the election, it got worse. Now, Shelton tried getting medication for them, which was the 7 million or whatever that he gave for the you remember the shots we were supposed to get for during COVID? Right, he never got medication for them. That's why they're still affected. He was trying to get the jab for them. He did not get it for them. So they are still affected. Now, instead of them coming now to the real doctor for medication, which is Mr. Pierre, they refuse to come for medication. So they will remain there and they will remain sick for a very long time. And I hope you understand what I'm saying.
All right.
Now, did Shelton ever come to the house and present any documents about T.O. Kings? Never. He never did. And so many other foolish contracts and so many foolish things he did. He never came to the house. There was a document which stated that you have to come to the house to present a report on the finances to do with our passports. Not for once in 5 years did Shelton ever table those reports telling us how much money we have as a result of the sales of our passports. We never got that from him. Whilst it was documented, he was supposed to do it. He never did it. But today I'm hearing Shelton now, who could not do what is right when he was in government. But today he have the answers to every problem that's going on in this country. He can solve everything. He knows everything. Now, if we have to do like him and say that you have lost the right to speak, we're not going to do that. But I believe Shelton should really realize for now that he will be out for a very long time. And I think it's because he realized that he's going everywhere now and trying to tarnish names, make St. Lucia look bad. Every investor who wants to do something good for us, he is just writing letters now and stating all sorts of foolishness. Shelton have realized he cannot come back there again. And I don't believe St. Lucians will ever make that mistake, ever make such a mistake again to put this man at the head, at the helm. Never again. Now, St. Lucians, my problem now is some of us. Because if we were complaining how hard and how bad things were, today we have a government that is trying their best to make things better for us. You mean to tell me all we're talking about, Shelton, is the negative? I'm not hearing these people come and talk about the positive at all. So many good things these guys have been doing since they came 2.5 years, almost 3 years ago they came in there. My brother, we cannot even count on one hand. In fact, not on both hands. So many good things has happened. I'm not hearing these people talking about nothing positive about the present government that is working in their favor. So are they against themselves? Now, I suspect they're against themselves. Because if a government now is trying to make life better for us, and you want to go back to the time of slavery, something is wrong. My brother, something is definitely wrong. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And for the holidays, you take care of yourself.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
You know, Shaston is coming to talk as if an investor in St. Lucia, they have an obligation to sit down with him and negotiate with him. Isn't it the government that is in office at the time that has the responsibility, that has the authority to sit down and negotiate? It doesn't mean if the opposition, you can't get their advice, but that advice has to go through the government. You don't come and demand as if any investor has a duty to sit down with you and to tell you, okay, this is what we're doing. How do you feel about it? You're out of place. The government is the one running things. Kalibay, sir. We have another caller on the line. Hi, good afternoon.
Shelton,
Yeah, hi.
the caller who called earlier, he was Robert. Shelton did give a report one time for the KP. And he named 4 countries of the passport.
Your phone is very, very noisy and thing. I don't know why.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you all the time, but there's a lot of...
Yes, so he named 4 countries of which what passports. And he also said the other countries as the rest of the world. He never named the other countries, but he listed the rest of the world. However, I'll tell you this. Shelton is not suffering. Shelton is deliberately calculating what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Understand? And all in an see, the thing is, everything has changed around. You believe that in 2016, where you have put some people, okay? And he makes these overtures in terms of writing letters and doing all this to bring down the government, you know? You try all that, it's the right of government. Left of the country, and you come back to work, it works. You take control of the very country and you mess up. Huh?
Yeah, well,
I think that
when you write those kind of letters, it means you do not have the good of the country at heart. That's all it means. So if you come back, you must be coming back to mess up the country.
exactly.
Yeah.
And what people you have to do, you are following you want to educate anyone.
Yeah.
Right from wrong. They know what he's doing is not right, but they keep following it. And to another case, another scenario, when you have a prime minister, what the nation have, what the people have, it will empower the people's power. To make sure that whatever the countries, whatever resources the country has, it goes to benefit of the people. You know, this gets budget, which at the treasury belongs to the people of the nation. Everything is there for everyone. There's no red, there's no yellow, there's no green. Okay? And I had idiots setting that all this program and stuff that prepared the budget. It was understandable for speaking about options gas. I know, to be bad.
Yeah, wrap up because you've been on for a while and we. Yeah.
When you come across as stupid, you be stupid all the way to your death. Because only stupid people do that.
All right, thank you very much. Someone says, you see what the Bible says, all our righteousness are like filthy rags. But we have another caller on. I'll continue that comment in a while. Hi, caller, good afternoon. Hello.
Daniel.
Malati bon mem.
Malaka Jimmy.
Yeah.
You see, Shasna acts just like a child that you cheated. I'm going to get everything organized and I'm coming back for you.
Yeah.
If he can't be in power, he will destroy those that are there to make his way back. So that teaches us something. When he comes back during the next election, nous ka foute petit quoi coin. So c'est pas un bagay qui a manché. Et me te dit Jean cette ici. That man has a plan. And Christopher was right. What he can't get, he buys it. And if he can't buy it, he cheats his way out to have it. So by any means, he have to be there because he has something in his mind. He has a mission that is not completed yet. Jean Setlissi, loka foute pretty kwa kusala. Have a good day and have a good weekend, sir.
All right, thank you.
St. Lucians, be careful on the road. Don't do madness. Tomorrow, accident-free holiday.
All right.
Have a good day, everybody.
Okay. Lou feels that because he was once PM, he wants people to think he knows a thing or two. He wants to put his nose into government business and then to bully anyone, but he is making himself a mocking stick. Sometimes I wonder if he is making a movie. There are so many takes. Take one, take two. This is funny. All right. Another person says, good day, Shelton. You need to make a correction about what you said about Shasney showing a semblance of care for St. Lucia on when he is in her rulership. Are you aware of or forgetting how he destroyed everything of national importance that he could have laid his claws on when he was ruler, as you put it? I remember. I'm just saying he always seems to show a duty for, wanting to preserve, if not the reputation of St. Lucia, but to sing the praises of his accomplishments and so on. But when he's out, it's like he's on a wrecking mission to show that nothing is going well in the country. Shasney, Global Pot Holdings have no business and you have no right thinking that they should come and sit down with you to state their case for investment. That is the purview of Ernest Hille as the Minister for Investment. and the people that work with him at Invest St. Lucia and Tourism Authority and CIP and his Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. You're not a Prime Minister in alternative or other side and so on. You're leader of the opposition. You don't run things anymore. You stop running things on the 26th of July 2021. Get it out of your head that you have any kind of legitimacy to come and decide agreements for investment. That is the purview of a government that has a majority of 15-2. Not just the numbers to get the eyes have it, but the brain power to sit in a cabinet and to say we think this is the best way forward and to filter it through the various agencies. That's the real issues for today and for the month of April. Thank you very much, everyone. Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.